Please welcome on stage Elf Lyons!
Hello. I'm just going to take my shoes off because I feel a bit more comfortable. Hello, cheeky. Every time you think I'm funny, can you ring the bell? Fantastic. You are now entirely in charge of my mental well-being. There we go. I'm everyone you've ever met on a night bus. Oh God, it's just I've got to stop doing that. But it feels good. But do it when I get home. Anyway, and what the Times called an ordeal. I've also been described as a natural clown, so charismatic you can't take your eyes off her. 2 stars, The Independent. Anyway, so this is really nice. I was very nervous beforehand. I've had a Broca, so what is going to happen? But I did a gig once at the Comedy Store. It was called The Gong Show. I'm not sure if you've ever done it before, but it's a bit like masturbating with sandpaper. And I was very, very nervous beforehand, so I was doing, I was power pose, and I was going, "You're a tall, powerful, independent woman," because I've watched a TED Talk. And I came out and started doing my routine, and I got heckled with the phrase, "I'll fucking kill you, you posh bitch!" Which I thought was quite an aggressive reaction to what I believe to be a very funny joke about hummus. I came on stage. I came on stage and I was crying. I was like, "I hate doing stand-up comedy. I wish I'd done performance art like my mum said." And I rang my mum because she is meant to love me, allegedly, according to one of my favourite psychiatrists. And I rang her and I told her what had happened. And she went, "Elfie, darling, it's because you're an artist. You're like Van Gogh. You're like Van Gogh, darling." I thought that's probably why they called me posh. My mum is Irish, by the way, but accent's not my forte. My mum and dad normally sit on the front row of all my gigs. They're very supportive, and they normally have a notepad. And they like to give me feedback before, after, and during my sets. Feedback in the past has included, "Do the fisting joke! Wear thicker tights!" And I did one of my earliest gigs. It was like 10 people, and I was dying. It was awful. You could like hear the dust moving across the room, and I was really losing my confidence. My mother just stood up at the back and went, "Elfie, you are Boadicea! Ride this audience like a horse!" And I did. She always texts me all the time in block capitals. I don't know what I like saying, "Call me now, ASAP. LOL, ruffle." And if you don't reply immediately, she goes, "Oh, I see, I'm a bitch." I got this message from her going, "Can you ring me now, ASAP?" And I rang her and went, "What is it?" She went, "Elfie, I'm in a costume shop in Leamington Spa. They have a parrot costume, a swan costume, and an ostrich costume. Do you need any of these for your new show?" And I did. I subsequently wore the parrot costume in a one-woman production of Swan Lake that I performed in an hour in French because I like to make career decisions which bring me no financial return. Oh God, I'd love to have a penis just for a day. I'd dip it in yoghurt. Anyway, so in contrast. Oh dear, you know when you just think, why didn't you finish that PhD? What was I talking about? My dad, in contrast, is very different. He's Irish as well, but accents again. He's very sweet. He's a potato with my face, and he's a Fulham football supporter, which means he lives his life in a constant state of disappointment. And he's a speaker, right? He gives speeches, but only when asked. It's not a nuisance. And he's an economist, one of them. He loves 3 things in his life: his family and the economy. And when I was little, he'd raise us up on some key advice, key economical theories for us to use in our development into the adult world, such as embrace change. Look at the data. Failure is not an option. What is the opportunity cost of you not being in the school play? Good economics will equal good politics. politics, but good politics will not always equal good economics. So think about that when you're applying to be library monitor. And I remember once when I was little, there was a teacher at our school, and she said, "Alfie, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade." She was French. Oh, wow. And I ran home on my bike. And I got home and I said, "Daddy, my teacher told me when life gives you lemons, make lemonade." And he was furious. He said, "No, when life gives you lemons, you do not make lemonade, because that is using your only valuable resource. What you do, Elfie, is you get a jug of water, you put the lemon in it, and you go up to people and you say, 'I bet you can't balance a pound on this lemon.'" He always says to me, "Please don't do that joke on stage because people will think you're weird." Daddy, everybody already thinks I'm weird. Because when I was little, kids used to throw rocks at me because they thought I was weird, but the joke's on them because I collected rocks. I forgot about that. Oh, sorry, I dropped my glasses between your legs. Sorry, I always forget that, and I'm like, why can't I see? Stick to the script. That's not one. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a couple of things. I did a show because me and my mum have a very intense relationship. I love my mum very much. She's a very passionate woman, and I did a show a few years ago about my mum, my relationship with her. And I said, "Mum, I want to do a show about you and how I sometimes wish you were dead." Is that okay? Because it's important to ask these things. And she went, "Elfie, that's absolutely fine. Because everybody feels like that at some point. Just don't make me out to be a complete bitch. But let them know I'm thin." I'll tell you another thing. Oh, this is fun. I'm having a lovely time. I don't know why I'm telling you that. It's just nice because one day we'll all be dead. I don't know why I've got to tell people that. It's just nice to have a moment, isn't it? What's your name? Lawrence. Oh, you're the police officer. Do you like Luther? I just finished it. It's so good, but it's so long. You just like stick to the script, Luther. Oh, I get very annoyed because ethically he's crossing loads of lines. Anyway, so I'll tell you this story. So give me a cheer at all the queers in the room. Where are my queers? Give me a little whoop if you've experimented. Lawrence. I'm a queer. I always found it really difficult coming out, working out what my sexuality was. I was always, it was a bit like finding your keys in the dark. And I remember when I finally accepted I was queer, and I told my mum and dad, and I was very nervous, so I sat them down. Well, I did. We were in Morrison's, and I said, "Mum, Dad, I'm queer." And my mum said, "Elfie, what does that mean?" I said, "It means I have relationships with men and women and everybody in between." She went, "Oh, well, I'm queer. Your father's queer. Nanny Squeak's queer. We're all queer, darling." I said, "No, what I mean is I have sex with men and women and everybody in between." And she put the hummus down. And, she just looked at me and went, "Oh, Elfie. No wonder you're so tired." Which I thought was great. Anyway,